we have reports of a huge trade that may be coming down the pipeline for the New Jersey Devils, as well as Auston Matthews makes history twice in one night. We'll break all this down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, just want to say we're on the push for 3,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic video today, which is the Devils trading for goaltending help. And as we take a look here, Friedman discussed the New Jersey Devils' challenges in bolstering their goaltending, emphasizing it's tough market conditions right now, and they listed a bunch of goalies here, and the ones that stick out, we're going to discuss the ones that stick out the most to us. Obviously, the goaltending market is really high right now. A lot of teams are looking for goaltending help going into this playoffs. But the first guy we're going to talk about here for the Devils is Elvis Merzlikins of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And as we take a look here, he has a 7-8 record so far this season with 6 games going to overtime, posting a .907 save percentage. I mean, this is a guy who's played on Columbus for a number of years. He's been a very solid goaltender there over the years, Mark, and just seeing him possibly come to this New Jersey Devils organization could really help this team out.
Yeah, he has a solid save percentage for a Blue Jackets team that's not going to be competing for a Stanley Cup in quite some time. So when you do look at this guy, it would be interesting. I believe his cap hits around 5 point something. So that is easily attainable by a team like New Jersey. And I think he'd be an awesome fit there. We've seen him play a lot of minutes. He can eat a lot of games throughout the season, especially since the Blue Jackets have named him the #1 goalie. So maybe you do a trade around Vanacek, a few picks, maybe a few prospects, whatever it takes to bring in a guy like this. When you look at it both sides, the Devils finally get a more secure starting goalie. They could run this guy as the #1 and just have someone else play behind him. And then when you do look at it as the Blue Jackets side too, they could maybe use Vanacek to build up his trade value, flip this guy, use him, keep him, whatever you want to do with him. But I think both sides, it does make sense as the Devils are looking to compete for a cup. And then you look at the Blue Jackets who are looking to retool and just kind of get themselves back into a playoff hunt.
Yeah, definitely. The Devils have a team this year that are definitely looking to be cup contenders, and the thing that they're looking at right now is defense and goaltending. And goaltending is the big thing for them. A lot of teams around the league, like the Oilers and other teams like this, are looking for goaltending. So it's really going to be tough come trade deadline to lock up a goaltender for your playoff run this year. But I really do think that New Jersey has the right prospects and picks there to kind of make this deal work. And bringing in a guy like Elvis Merzlikins really helps this team out, because this is a guy who can go on a playoff run. He can get hot, and when he's hot, he's really hard to beat. So I really hope that they can trade for this guy. But there is another guy that's more well known around the league, I would say, in Jacob Markstrom, who is on the block right now. He is a tough one to get. I believe he does have a no trade list as well. So I believe, he may be a tough one to get, but he'd be a great one to get if you do. And obviously, this guy's a league vet, 33 years old, still performing great here this season with a .907 save percentage, with a 10-10 even record. And obviously, Mark, I mean, this is a man who needs no introduction. Jacob Markstrom has been a solid goaltender up in Calgary over the last number of years, and just bringing in a veteran presence like this in the net, a guy who's going to keep the team calm with making these big saves. He has such a great presence in the net, could really help this team go even farther into playoffs.
Yeah, when you look at Markstrom's career, he was on the Vancouver Canucks. They moved on from him for a younger goalie in Thatcher Demko, who's been outstanding. The Flames are getting to the point now where they might need to retool or hop into a small rebuild. They've got like Dustin Wolf that is coming up. They have Dan Villard that can be the backup there. So maybe this will be the similar situation where they're trying to want to move on from this guy and move him to a team that needs a goalie. So going to New Jersey, I think would be a perfect fit. And I kind of like, the spiciness to this as well, because you can get a guy like Markstrom, but you could also make a massive package if you wanted to go after a guy like Tanev. We've seen the Devils kind of free up that 9 million in cap space as Dougie Hamilton's out for the regular season. So they could use this, acquire two guys, just kind of get a new right D that can fill into the top pairing until a guy like Hamilton's back, slide Tanev down, whatever you want to do with that right side after you have two amazing options. And then they also go out, get their #1 goalie and a guy like Markstrom. He is a UFA after this season, so signing him might be a bit of an issue. But for this team that has such a good core and wants to go for a Stanley Cup win, I think this would be a win now move, and it's almost something you need to do. You don't need to worry about the cap at this very moment. If you win the Stanley Cup, no one cares what happens in the offseason following. I mean, a back to back is outstanding if they can pull that off. But overall, I think this is what they need to look at. I think Markstrom, Tanev, Hannafin, try to get a package of two or three of these guys. And I think that would almost propel the Devils to be a Eastern Conference favorite for a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. I think if they're going after Markstrom, they kind of got to try to get Tanev involved in here somehow as well. Because, like you said, Dougie Hamilton is out for the rest of the regular season. You do need to have a solid rest of the regular season to stay up there in the standings, to have good matchups coming up in the playoffs. So bringing in a guy like Tanev, who's a great stay-at-home defenseman, could really help bolster this D-core. And bringing in Markstrom is only going to help them get wins by having such a solid goaltender in net. And one of the guys that's been speculated to be traded around New Jersey is Dawson Mercer. I think if you go after a package deal like this guy may be involved. Obviously, they say here, his versatility, durability, offensive upside, and his ability to play anywhere in the lineup, either alongside superstars or in a checking role, is a big part of this guy's game. He signs a contract with an AAV of 5 to 6 million over this offseason, and this next offseason, I believe. He said he just don't know where the money is going to come from for the Devils because they have so many stars there. Their payroll is very high right now. They have to sign some guys coming up in the offseason as well, and they say they can afford a guy that's going to attract attention, I believe, from every team in the NHL when the time comes, in Dawson Mercer. I mean, this guy needs a contract after this year, so maybe you trade this guy off. He gets an extension in Calgary. You get your cup contender run out of Markstrom and Tanev, and you go from there.
See, when I look at a guy like Dawson Mercer, I think he's going to be a huge piece for New Jersey, not just in the regular season, this playoffs, but for years to come. So moving a guy like this, I find a little hard to kind of swallow if you're a Devils fan. I mean, if you can bring in two guys and it's a guarantee to win a cup, yes, you trade whatever it takes to do this. We've seen the Toronto Raptors do it, where they traded a fan favorite in DeMar DeRozan, picks, whatever it took, got Kawhi, won the chip. And every team is fine with moving pieces out as long as they know that there's a good chance they'll win. But a guy like Mercer, I think it's going to be hard to just trade this guy off and not miss him within the lineup. I mean, you do have so much firepower. I mean, Jesper Bratt's been outstanding. You have so much center depth going through this lineup. But I think holding on to Mercer and maybe trading a few prospects that are not there yet, not in the organization, that's not making the impact at this very moment, is the way they should go with this. Because with the current cap situation they do have free money to work with. And I mean, you get two rentals. If you lose them in the offseason, that's fine, whatever. But if you lose both of them in the offseason and you also lose a guy like Dawson Mercer in a trade, that looks a little bad on the organization.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. If I was to say they were going to trade somebody, it wouldn't be Dawson Mercer. In my opinion, this guy may be the most underrated player in the league. Maybe it's because we're homers. Maybe it's because we're Newfies. He's a Newfoundland kid. He's playing phenomenal right now, and I really do think he's a big part of the New Jersey Devils' success down throughout the lineup, providing offense and stuff like this. I really don't think you move this guy. You have other prospects in the system. You have picks and stuff available as well for trade. I really think if you can avoid moving this guy, I think you have to do it. I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're homers for Dawson Mercer, but I really hope we get to see him win a cup with New Jersey in the near future. But we're going to get into our second topic of the video today, and that is Matthews makes history again, twice in one night, as we see Auston Matthews hits the 30-goal mark in his 35th game of the season, tying McDavid's 22-23 record, where he's the fastest to reach the mark in the past decade. And as you take a look here, Wayne Gretzky hit the 30-goal mark in 13 seasons to open his career, and Auston Matthews right now has scored 30 to open his season in 8 straight seasons, joining the likes of Luc Robitaille and Dale Hawerchuk here. And as we take a look, Ovechkin holds the record right now, hitting the 30-goal mark in his 34th game in 2013-2014 for the fastest mark in the past 20 years, while the record does belong to Cam Neely, who did it in 27 games. But Mark, obviously it's no surprise to anybody that Auston Matthews is having a great season this year. I mean, we kind of predicted it here early on the channel before the season started. We said he was going to hit 60, but right now he's on pace to hit 70.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Calling Auston Matthews a great goal scorer, in my opinion, is almost not even the way to say it anymore. I think he is the goal scorer of the NHL. I know Capitals fans are going to hate me. They're going to come at me with pitchforks. Move out of the way, Ovi, because we have the new league's greatest goal scorer in Auston Matthews. This guy knows how to get it done. He can fire the puck. We see he can score from anywhere on the ice. He's been outstanding. He's breaking records over and over and over again. He just cannot be stopped. So seeing him hit this another record of getting 30 goals in 35 games, I don't think he's done here either. I could see a 50 and 50. I know it's a bit of a long shot, but this is a real possibility. And I could see him maybe breaking this 30 and 35 record in the next 2 to 3 seasons. Maybe this is him going on a hot streak, scoring 30 goals in 25 games. Hopefully to break that record from Cam Neely. But this guy is just outstanding. I think he's going to eventually break the record for most goals by a U.S. born player. And I think we're just witnessing history in a guy like this.
I'm gonna have to double up there. I really do think that he is the best goal scorer in the entire NHL right now. I mean, it seems like we're doing a Auston Matthews makes history video every week at this point with the rate he's scoring and stuff like this. I mean, this guy's a phenomenal goal scorer. I've said in previous videos, his vision of looking at the net and putting the puck where he's looking is the best I've ever seen in watching the NHL. I mean, he has one of the best wrist shot in the NHL, in my opinion, and he's a great, when he gets to his spot, he can set up a one-timer as well. I mean, this guy's scoring at an alarming rate, and to say that he could get 50 and 50 is not out of the realm of possibility here. I mean, he's scored multiple hat tricks this season, and I think he's just on an alarming pace so far this season. And I wouldn't be surprised if he hits 70 this year. I really hope to see it. I mean, it'd be great to see, and hopefully he can continue this play because right now he's looking phenomenal. He's, I think, surpassed Ovechkin right now for the best goal scorer in the NHL. Caps fans, you can rip us apart down in the comment section below, but Auston Matthews is the new king of goal scoring in the NHL. But he did also set another record last night, Mark, where he moved into second place for overtime goals as a Toronto Maple Leaf. As we see here, he now has 11. William Nylander, he passed last night, has 10 in third place. And number one, Matt Sundin, has 16. And Mark, obviously, I mean, he could even break this record this season. I mean, he has 11. The record is 16. If the Leafs keep going to overtime like they have been, he could easily break this record. And I think it's going to be a race between him and Nylander, too. Whoever can get this top spot, and I think nobody's going to touch this record for a long time once it's been broken.
Yeah, it's a great record to hit as well, and that was his first game-winning goal of the season, which was I was surprised on that honestly for how many goals he scored. While I'm on a bit of a heater with this, I will pick a fight with a couple more fan bases too, to Columbus who currently has him, and to the Jets and all of their fans that said Patty Laine should go number one. How's that looking now? But when you do look at Matthews as a whole, this guy's been outstanding. Like we said, one of the greatest goal scorers, best goal scorer of this generation that we have right now. I know that's no hate to Ovi. He has been outstanding, except for this season. But you look at Matthews' game as well. This is a guy that's been great at the faceoff dot. He's picked up his defensive game. He's been more physical, and he is just in the works of being a complete player that's soon or at one point going to be a captain, if that's for Toronto or another franchise, hopefully Toronto. But this guy is just outstanding, and it's almost a loss for words to talk about how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. I mean, Auston Matthews is the clear number one overall pick. I like how you had to, I love Patty Laine with his style. He's probably the best, arguably the best Fortnite player in the NHL. But, obviously, Auston Matthews is the clear number one. He's playing great hockey right now. He's breaking records at an alarming rate. And I really can't wait to see what record he breaks next, because we'll let you know what it is, because there's another one coming up, I'm sure, next week, because we're doing this video weekly now, just the amount he's breaking records. But let us know down the comment section below, what do you think about Matthews? I mean, obviously he's having a great season this year. Do you think he's going to hit 70? Let us know, because I'm on the 70 wagon. I think he's hitting it this year. Let us know down in the comment section below. Also, while you're down there, let us know what goalie do you think is going to land in New Jersey. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, and that is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Peter. He says David Ayres must still be around, and obviously with all these teams looking for goalie help, David Ayres might have to come out of retirement and come back in the NHL. I mean, he's 1-0, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the Leafs, you might as well pick up any goaltender. I mean, we've seen against the Ducks last night, if you're watching it today, where the goalie had 55 saves and only 2 goals against. So, I mean, if you want to bring him out of retirement, if you want to sign him to your team, he is 1-0 and he did beat a really high offense juggernaut in the Leafs. So, I mean, go sign him and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the Leafs still got the win, though, last time. I mean, the 55 save loss got to be tough on the record for that Anaheim goalie. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate it if you're not subscribed to go down and smash that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the NHL, make sure to check this video that's popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Mark Pye. Keep your stick on the ice.